Welcome everyone to Midwest Tree ID. On this channel, it is my mission to help you learn an abundance of trees that grow right here in the Midwest, and some key features on how to identify them. There's just one thing to clarify before we begin. We're not going to be throwing hatred or ridiculing any of the species that we're going to be talking about. But we do, however, want to encourage thoughtful conversation in the comments about personal experiences and things like that. Please try to remember that everything has value and that we are here to enjoy nature and everything it has to offer. So without anything else, let's jump right in. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're at my parents' house just outside of Bloomington, Illinois, and we are talking about Picea glauca, the white spruce. Now the white spruce is not as common of a spruce to be found in the landscapes across the Midwest, not as common as the Colorado blue spruces or the Norway spruces, but it can still be found relatively abundantly in parks and other landscapes and things like that. Now the white spruce, the needles are going to be very, very similar to the Norway spruce, maybe a little bit shorter than the needles on the Norway. The Norway spruce can maybe get about an inch long, maybe an inch and a half long. The white spruce, they're typically going to be about, 3/4 of an inch to an inch long. And they're going to be fairly solid green, just like on the Norway spruce, maybe a little bit of a lighter green than the Norway. And unlike the Norway, the stems are going to be much lighter in color, not as deep of an orange as what you see on the Norway spruce. And probably the biggest key for identification is going to be the cones on the white spruce. The cones on the white spruce are about an inch to an inch and a half long, and very, very narrow, and very very soft, not real stiff as the Norway spruce or some of the pines. And much like with the other spruces, the cones are going to be very scaly and they're going to open up and disperse the seed. So very different than the firs. And now we'll take a look at the size and habit and the bark of the white spruce. So the bark on white spruce is typically very scaly, very, very thin, flaky bark, very easy to just kind of peel off and kind of blow in the wind. A lot of times the wind will actually blow the bark off as it is. Now, as you can see, the white spruce does typically maintain a very pyramidal shape. They can reach about 50 to 60 feet in height and about 12 to 15 feet wide at the base. And unlike the Norway spruce, the white spruce doesn't have as much of those pendulous branches as what you see typically on the Norway spruce. They're much more stiff and more straight out, and even kind of sag down just a little bit. Well, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for the white spruce, and thanks for joining me, and we'll see you guys next time.